Raise your hand if you've ever thought about suicide. Good. Only about 10. You're just the type of people I would like to talk to. Every year in Southeast Asia, more people think about taking their own life than anywhere else in the world. Most of us don't get to the stage where we start doing something about it. But we all feel the stress, the pressure, the anxiety, and the depression. Stress can affect us in so many ways. Our thoughts can sometimes overwhelm us and set in and take over other parts of our lives. And we do it day after day, month after month, year after year. And after 80 years, we say, this was a life. Eastern philosophers talk about monkey mind, where your brain has a mind of its own, and you cannot control what you think. We start to create problems that don't exist. And stew on past perceived injustices. My mother is 97. She often says, when I think over my life, one of the things I really regret is I wish I didn't waste all that time worrying about something that you didn't need to worry about. Tonight, I'd like to talk to you about why we get stressed and how we can manage our monkey mind, and share a short formula that if you practice it for more than 90 days, your life could start to change to an inner game of your true potential, where some magic can start to happen. Turn to the person beside you and look at them. Look at them carefully. What you're looking at is 1 million years of evolution. The most sophisticated being on the planet. Up until 400 years ago, every day we could be killed and eaten by an animal. Or another human being. And then we had to go out and find enough things to eat. Stress creates fight or flight syndrome. I'm stressing out right now. I've got fight or flight syndrome. Fight or flight syndrome is very useful in a world where we struggle to survive. The problem is that it produced humans where the most paranoid was the only one who survived. In other words, the person who was the most scared, the person who was the most worried, was the person who lived. Thankfully, we no longer live in that situation, but it's still there, just below the surface. The dreaded job interview. In our 21st century modern lifestyle, it's easy for our bodies to react disproportionately with 1 million years of hardwiring. And if we don't know how to control our stress, it can get out of control. We've always known what stress is. 2,500 years ago, Lao Tzu said, if you are depressed, you are living in the past. If you are anxious, you are living in the future. If you are at peace, you are living in the present. I've always found that very helpful when I'm getting stressed, particularly in job interviews. I really want that job. I'm experiencing anxiety. I have the interview. I don't get it. Then I get depressed. Then 3 months later I get another job. And I wonder why I worried so much about that particular job. It turns out that the things we can do to manage our stress are also the things that make us healthier, happier, and more productive. When we are aware in the moment, we are in mindfulness. When I was running late for an appointment, I used to drive my car like this. And I used to wonder why I'd get tightness in the back of my neck and shoulders. And after a few years, I became mindful. I realised it was how I used to drive my car. But by being mindful, I was able to consciously relax the muscles and drive in a more relaxed way. I also learnt how to be on time. When you relax the mind and relax the body with the breath, you are in meditation. When you're in that situation, you go into another state of consciousness where you can access your inner wisdom. Meditation not only relaxes you, it makes you smarter. When you're feeling stressed, if you do some physical exercise, intense physical exercise, it can change your state. The stress chemicals, adrenaline and cortisol, are replaced by endorphins. We actually evolved to move. The more movement we do, the better. Unfortunately, most of us spend a lot of time sitting down. In our modern lifestyle, we often think, breathe just with the top of our chest and breathe quickly. Children and people who live with nature breathe deeply and slowly. The correct way to breathe is called diaphragmatic breathing. So when you breathe in, you push your stomach out. And when you breathe out, you pull your stomach in. Breathe in, stomach out. Breathe out, stomach in. If you can recondition yourself to breathe naturally, you have a powerful tool in controlling stress. There's not too many problems that you can have where if you ask the right questions, you can come up with a solution. Questions control our inner focus. People say to me, Maurice, what are the questions I should ask? And I say, that is precisely the first question you ask yourself. You want to leave us, you're 97 years of age. What would I think I would want to do today that I won't worry about the things that don't need to be worried about? How could I live a stress-free day today? How could I not cause stress to other people? If you ask the right questions, you think the right thoughts. A lot of the stress we have is the stress we put on ourselves. You've got an important exam coming up in 3 months' time. When do you start to study? 3 months? 2 months? 1 month? The night before? A lot of the stress we have is the stress we put on ourselves. What I'm going to show you now is very powerful. If you have stress in your life, and you don't do this technique, your stress will get worse. It looks simple. It is simple. But it's not easy. Waking up an extra 35 minutes early is hard at first, but after a while it becomes easy. When you start exercising just after you get up, you really wake up completely. You can wake up so well you can go into mindfulness in the first 10 minutes of your day. Exercise oxygenates the body, and those endorphins can stay with you for the rest of the day. Relaxing the mind, relaxing the body, having the breath connect you with everything, going to another state of mind, accessing your inner wisdom. Meditation not only relaxes you, it makes you smarter. Questions control our inner focus. How could I create a stress-free life? When you ask yourself the same question day after day, week after week, your subconscious starts to come up with solutions and ideas. When you ask yourself questions, you are accessing your own intelligence.